Hi guys, welcome to Signal Path. Today we are doing something that I've been wanting to do for a while, which is talking about this guitar, my Jennings Navigator. This guitar has been with me for just about 2 years now, and it's something that as I've spent time with it, I feel like I've really got to understand what this was designed for and what it does really, really well. And what I've titled this video is True with an Asterisk. And I think that asterisk is that the best guitar, the best instrument is going to be something that makes you play like the musician you want to be. And for me, especially in the context of ambient guitar, that is this guitar. A few things to kind of remark about this. It is a T-style body with humbuckers, a Bigsby, and really just, kind of just a really well appointed setup and kind of spec sheet that I really appreciate. But to talk about what I appreciate about tonally about this guitar, it is something that resonates really, really beautifully. And when you play a note or a chord, it rings the fundamental of what you're playing strongly and clearly in a way that lets you hear every string of what you're playing, which is kind of a unique and special thing, in my opinion, for a guitar to achieve. But it just feels plush. It is one of those guitars where you sit down with it and you can play for hours without getting tired. There's no soreness or fatigue to playing this guitar. It is built for ergonomics. Classic in its specs. It's got kind of the classic C-shaped neck. It's definitely something that there's enough to grab onto. At the same time, it feels like it gets out of the way when you want to play fast. It doesn't have like the shredder neck vibe of like an Ibanez, but it has the comfort of that, if that makes any sense. It's really, really well tailored. The finish is really nice. It's got kind of like an oiled natural finish more so than like a gloss, which feels great. The fretboard radius is a 12-inch radius, so it's fairly flat, but still has a little bit of contour to it. And yeah, everything about the setup of this guitar just works. It's very, very stable on tuning. It's something I rarely have to tune up during sets. And this is one of the main guitars that I take out to play live. Bigsby feels great. I don't feel at home often without some form of tremolo arm. And so this is, a great amenity. And the last thing to kind of talk about with sort of the setup of this guitar is the pickups, which are Ambient Tones. I was not familiar with cremas until I received this guitar. I had heard friends and folks talk quite a bit about them online. And to be honest, it took me a while to understand what they were and what they were for. They are kind of something that is almost between a humbucker and a single coil. It's got that clear brightness and fragility of a single coil, which is nice because it's articulate, it's beautiful, it's useful. But then it has kind of the roundness and warmth of a humbucker in a really beautiful way. A couple of challenges that I've run into with the pickups specifically, they do feel kind of rounded off at times. Again, these pickups are kind of designed to be sort of gentle and clear and very, very articulate, and they do that really well. But if you're looking for a rock machine, pickups might be something you'd want to consider if you're speccing one of these out for yourself. But for ambient music, I think the cremas are really one of the best pickups that I've played. It feels like it can do a lot of things, and just the way that the clarity of the pickups sort of pair so well with the clarity of the resonance of the guitar, I think it makes for a really, really compelling playing experience. So let's jump into the sounds. But before we do that, if this is the kind of content you enjoy, it would mean a ton to me if you'd go ahead and like this video to let YouTube know to recommend this style of content in the future and subscribe to the channel to follow along. But let's jump into it.